Hey, shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, all honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well, who also taught me this 100% truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Kassida from the GMS Atlanta Church. And for those who don't know, in the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. By Hashem is in the name. Yahweh Shai is who the word in calls Jesus Christ, and the Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit. Shalom. All right, today I'm back with another quick lesson, Lord willing. This is an edifying lesson. And going into this lesson, man, it was kind of a video I came across. And it prompted me through the spirit, to look up some things, go into the history of certain things, especially considered centered around you Israelite women, primarily the Southern Kingdom. All right, the Judite woman, the Negro woman. Okay, and the title of this video, it says feminism had nothing to do with the destruction of the black family, ? You sure? ? So, and all feminism is what was used to destroy, as this video, yes, it was used to destroy the black family, man, or the so-called Israelite family. And it's still used to this day, all right? These women who believe that they're independent, they got it on their own, they don't need a man, X, Y, Z. This is why the elders and apostles say stay away from these hyenas, man. Because this mindset has been installed in them, all right? And it's been passed down through generation, through generation, through generation. And this is a video from 1986. Now, this been going on for years, man. For years. You wonder where the Israelite woman, these Israelite women get it today? They get it from their great-grandmother. They get it from their grandmother, great-grandmother, down to their mother, down to them today, down to these generation Z. All right? It's been passed down, and these women are waxing worse and worse and worse. All right? You don't see the Edomite women doing this. You don't see the heathens doing this, but it was introduced to our women, and our women just ran with it, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this video, and we're gonna get into it. So I can't hear it, so.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. It's a lot of responsibility. And then
now, mind you, at this time, a lot of Jakes were, men were being locked up. All right, they were being locked up. They were losing their ways. A lot of them was on drugs. A lot of things were happening around this time, man. Esau really did a number to our people, and Esau being the so-called white man, or so-called Caucasian man, all right? All right? So what she's saying is, she's partially right, having to take care of, the children and the men. I'm pretty sure a lot of, at this time, it was kind of hard to find work, especially for the Israelite man. There was a lot of things that was taking place around these times, man.
you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
That's what they've been taught. All right, they've been taught, and it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. Now, don't think that this never happened for Israelites, because there was a time where where Israelites did do stuff like this, but they were still all right, you know. But the way Esau he did it in a way where, it would destroy the culture, man. Destroy Israelites, man. All right. I got a few, before I bring out the scriptures, I got a few things that I found on AI. All right. In which it went into the history of feminism. Okay. It says feminism originated from historical calls for equality between men and women, predating the movement formal start with early thinkers like Christine D. Pussein and later Enlightenment figures like Mary Wollstonecraft. All right, and these are two Edomites, man. These are two Edomites. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump down to the main point. It says later waves. This is the second and third wave. It says second wave, and this is how you know this was all constructed, man. All right, 1960s to 1970s. Known as the women liberation movement, it addresses broader issues like reproductive rights, workplace discrimination, sexual harassment, and domestic violence, influenced by Simone de Beauvoir, the second sex. All right, and ultimately, man, a lot of this was happening in the Israelite home, but it was mostly introduced through movies, man. Esau has a way of demonizing the Israelite men. And here's the third wave. Later 20th century to present, this wave broadened feminism theory by addressing issues of intersectionality, cultural identity, and experience of women of color and from different backgrounds. And really, man, Eve was introduced to all this, man. These women, and as you can see, that Mary Wollstonecraft, she was an Edomite. You can see her right here. All right. So all this is really to destroy the Israelite families, man. All right. Such as Section 8, such as food stamps. So I looked up food stamps. This is what AI says. It says Section 8 is a housing while food stamps are food. And they are a separate program with distinct histories and purpose. Section 8, officially known as the House Choice Voucher Program, was enacted in 1974 as a part of the U.S. Housing Act. The first food stamp program began in 1939 with a nationwide pilot program starting in 1961, a national program established by Food Stamp Act of 1964. Now, if you dive deeper into Section 8, it was ultimately to remove the male figure out the house. All right, especially for Israelites. Okay, and I kind of it kind of went into it a little bit. AI kind of went into it a little bit. It says Section 8, officially known as Housing Choice Voucher Program, does not target a single race. It was intentionally designed for low-income families generally, but due to historical housing discrimination, black households are represented in the program. Yeah. And a lot of it, man, Esau did these things to hinder us, man. All right. Jumping down, racial demographics, according to data from 2012, black households made up to 45% of vouchers households, and white households made up to 35%, and Hispanic households made up to 16%. It was important to note that these figures refer to the racial makeup of the program participant, not the promotion or proportion of the U.S. population for each race receiving aid. And really, man, we know what it comes down to, man. Esau try to clean things up. He try to make it seem like he's that, that white hope for you Israelites, especially you women. All right, this is the lies, and some of the things that Esau, that old serpent told Eve in the garden. All right, and Eve still believed that, hey, Esau is with her, but now they're starting to find out that Esau is not dealing with them like that. He got what he wanted. All right, he wanted Adam. And later on, now he wanted Jake. He got Jake. Now he has everything now. All right. So he really don't need Eve anymore. And he's going to leave a lot of you Israelite women out to dry. Okay. So let's get into some scriptures. All right. Because we know what's going on. This 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we not ignorant of his devices." Yeah, man, we're not ignorant of what Esau was trying to do with this, man. Although we know this is part of the curses. All right. This is a part of the curses. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get it. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. Yeah. All right. Black on black crimes. All right. So on and so forth, man. And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. See? All right. All these are part of curses. Everything that was happening back then and even now, it is prophecy, man. It's meant to happen. All right. But Esau took this and ran with it. It was meant to happen. The Lord used these Edomites to put the belt towards us, man. And this, hey, man, this really hurt the Israelite community, man, you know, so that he will not give to them, to any of them, of the flesh of the children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege. All right. Let's jump down to the main point. Verse 56, and it also talks about the women. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set her sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. Yeah. So, man, these women, they like, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. All that is just hurting the children. All right? It's traumatizing. Okay? All these things are traumatizing to children, man. You know, hey, man, you know, when you go, if you ever go into some of these, talk to a physical therapist or any people like that, they tell you, they have videos on showing you how certain, having certain parents absent in your life, it affects how you grow up, how you develop, how you think, your conscious. Esau did a science on it, man. All right, the Germans, if I'm not mistaken, you know, some of the people who are the scientists that worked under Hitler, they did a study on this, man, and it was passed down to now. These scientists are still here today. They know the effect of that, or the effect that it will cause in the Israelite community. And they know the effect of it now. All of it is meant to destroy you Israelites, man. But hey, it's doing the number to everybody, man. Even Esau. You know? And Salakia, I'm kind of stumbling. I'm trying to put my words together, but you get the point. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus, or better known as Sirach 25 and 25. It says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." Yeah, man, you're not supposed to allow these women. We're not supposed to, but hey, we don't have no control over here, man. You know, we're under our oppressors. So Esau can do what he wants, man. Eve can do what she wants. All right. All that feminism, all that, man, that's what Esau prescribed to Eve, man. This is one of the things he taught Eve. All right, matter of fact, 1 Timothy 2 and 14, it says, "And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression." Yeah, Eve was the one that was deceived. Adam wasn't. You know? Through the woman, we all died. These Edomites, it was one of these elite banking families. You know, one of them said, "Hey, man, you'll know a nation by its women. Look how our women act." Matter of fact, I got another quick video. Well, you know, I'll come back to it. But because I ain't want to get in too much of that video or the IG. But, you know, hey, yeah, women that was rapping a song, you know, talking about Plan B, twerking in front of Popeye's chicken, rapping in front of KFC, holding a Colt 45, talking about getting pregnant, having weed and looking crazy, man. That's what the elders say. Stay away from these hyenas, man. These little ratchets, man. You know? Because, hey, Esau has done a number to us, man. Especially to the woman. These women are not humble at all. These women do not care for their children. They don't care. They only care for themselves, man. If it was really important, if the child was really important, they'll try to have the man there and try to keep Esau out of it. But I get it. Some things, you know, is easier said than done. You know, a lot of things are taking place, and I understand. Don't get it twisted. But hey, all of it is due to the curses. We're all under the curses, man. It mentioned Jacob. You know, you Israelite men, how you would be towards other Israelites, how you would be towards your woman and your children. It also mentioned how Eve would be towards her husband and towards her children, man. You know? So we're all under the curses. That's why we need Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to return. So I didn't want to make this video too long. I know I kind of went over. Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom.